Well, you're probably wondering, where in the heck is Marcus at this time? Well, one thing's going to be pretty for certain. As you can see, it's pretty darn spooky and creepy where I'm at. Right out there is the river, very close to Satartia, Mississippi. So there's your clue right there where I'm at. And I am back in the field, and I am in a spot that up until today was completely flooded, completely underwater, as you can tell by these great big huge cracks in the ground. This was where the river was out of its banks and completely flooded. So as you can tell, and with me giving you the clue about Satartia, Mississippi, and the river, where am I? You guessed it. I'm at the gates of hell. Right up over that rise there are the two haunted trees. And I'm going to go ahead and make my way back up that way. But this is unbelievable, folks. This is the first time I have ever made it down to the actual edge of the river. Ugh. And if I'm not careful, I'm going to be in the river, because there's vines and things growing down here. This terrain is a little treacherous. So it is November the 3rd, 2019, and I decided to get up and come out and see if I could do exactly what I'm doing now, and that is explore areas of the gates of hell that I've never been able to explore. And thus far I have been successful. Now I'll tell you something about this place. You know, a very strong suspicion of mine, probably close to, I'm gonna guesstimate, probably close to 40 years ago now, a paranormal researcher by the name of Janice Rayleigh had heard about the gates of hell. So she managed to find a local farmer who was able to bring her to the spot where it frightened her so badly, it scared her and terrified her so badly, that she swore that she would never return. And for 30 years, she did not return. It took 30 years and WJTV TV 12 News out of Jackson, Mississippi, to persuade her to come back to the gates of hell. Now, in her initial visit, she encountered shadowy forms moving around on the land, in the trees and the hills. There was a phosphorescent green glow from the river that was churning and bubbling, that, you know, there was no real good explanation for. There was a foul smell on the land that there was no explanation for. They didn't find any dead animals, dead cows or anything like that to account for it. And of course, when you look at that in the perspective of, say, cryptid activity, that could possibly be Bigfoot related. it could also possibly be something supernatural. Because a lot of times when foul smells come up, it usually means that you're in the presence of something that is not good. So, I am way down below. Matter of fact, right there, you zoom in here. There's one of the haunted trees right there. Can't get a good view of the second one, but I'm way down below there. Anyway, back to the story. There were howls and screams that that scared her so bad that when she left, she swore she would never return. And again, it took 30 years for them to get her back. And when they came back, they encountered many of the very same things. They also encountered equipment malfunctions. Batteries would drain and die. Their cameras would glitch. It was an eventful trip for them, to say the least. And of course, I think Miss Rayleigh probably felt a whole lot better being in the presence of a film camera crew. But am I looking at that, a building or a piece of equipment? I'm not sure what that is. Might warrant a little investigation here in a second. But anyway, I've seen the video footage of TV12's investigation and of Janice Rayleigh talking about what happened. I've been unable to find Janice Rayleigh. I've looked all over the internet, social media, and I haven't been able to find her. But my point to all this, when you take into, account, okay, you can kind of see it now. Let me zoom back in a little bit. When you take into account that right there, there's one and there's two, the two haunted trees that are part of the Gates of Hell legend. And when you look at this, when you look at the river being right there, when you look at the little the hilly terrain that I'm standing in, I am convinced, and I'm pretty positive, that this is where Janice Rayleigh had those two experiences. I think this is where she had the initial encounter that that terrified her so bad, and I think this is very possibly where they return to, because in the footage you can see them weaving in and out of trees and terrain very similar to this. Of course, I'm sure as old as that is, it's probably changed a lot. But I think this is where that took place. I really do. A good friend of mine and I, months ago, we found the two haunted trees, as you can see there. And this is an angle here. This is a whole different angle. I'm looking, from down below. All the photos and everything I've taken and shown so far has been from up top, looking down this way. So this is really, really unique. I haven't had anything strange or odd happen so far, but for the waters to finally recede, because again, all of this was underwater. It's been underwater for months because of the bad flooding here in the state. I could only get as far as the two trees, and I'm way down below them now. So, you know, this is very exciting. This is really unique when it comes to the investigation that I have going as far as the gates of hell. But again, I think that this spot here, I think this is it. I think this is ground zero. I think this is where Janice Rayleigh, and I think this is where the stories and legend of the gates of hell originated, right here, right where I'm standing. And it's pretty amazing. So again, it's taken a long time for me to put this all together. And you know, I have a really good friend who helped me find the two haunted trees. He has absolutely no idea how grateful I am and how indebted to him I am for helping me find that and for all he does for me. But you know, that day was so super exciting, and this day here is just as exciting, because again, when you look at the terrain and you look at the river being right over there, where you know, where would you see water glowing and churning in a strange, frightening, supernatural manner? Well, there's your river, you know. This is I really think this is the spot. And again, when you look at these trees, and you know, like over here, it's you'd be hard pressed to say that it's not. But I will say this, it's been quiet as far as anything happening. I'm going to ease my way out now and see what happens. But anyway, this is it. I think this is where all that stuff happened. I think this is where it went down at, right here. So I'll get this up for you guys and let y'all take a look, and throw some pictures up and make a video for the Unexplained Collective and Mississippi Monsters. But this is really cool. Again, I think this is what I've been looking for. And you know, we still have Hell's Gate with the mounds that M.K. Davis, you know, started this whole investigation with, that still has got a lot of research possibilities and a lot of investigation to come. So I'm gonna go ahead and sign off for now and do some looking around, and I will cut the camera back on if anything happens and anything starts going down. I will definitely get the camera going. So again, the haunted trees, the gates of hell. That's where we're at. And a lot more to come. So until then, and until something else happens, you know, we got the, or I got the cameras rolling. So there's your haunted trees right there, from way down below, right next to the river. Strange place, spooky place, and lot of strange things have happened here, and I doubt that it's over. So for the Unexplained Collective, for Mississippi Monsters, this is Marcus signing out for now. Catch you later.